Hi guys, how are you? It's been a while. It's time to come back and talk to you guys. It's kind of late. It's almost 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time, America. Okay, good to see ya. Good to see ya. Lately, I was busy doing a lot of things, so I have three YouTube channels. So I'm kind of busy alternating back and forth. So sometime when I work on the other channel, it's kind of hard to come back to do this one. But I've tried to divide my time to get even all these three channels. So besides work, I'm busy at work also. A lot of people taking time off on sick. So been working almost like 6 days a week and very busy, okay? But anyway, today the topic I'm gonna talk about is what do I think about you know Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. He's visited. He's visiting to the U.S. I mean, talk about his visit to the Oval Office with J.D. Vance, our vice president, and the president of the United States, Donald Trump, right? Boy, it was a disaster. Disaster, was it a disaster? It's a thing that shock. It's a shocking thing for everybody. Hi, Ivy. Hi, dear. I know, right? It's shocking to the world. Okay, so I'm not here to be playing politics. I'm just saying, Ivy, I love you. Okay, I love you too, Ivy. Okay, so I'm just talking my opinion and what I see in those politicians in the president's mind, in Donald Trump's mind. I don't know. It's just my Trump all the way. Yes, baby. All right. So I'm not. I think people has been saying that JD and Donald Trump they have been talking the Russian Putin's talking points, but I think it's a little different. Okay, they got their own way of dealing with the Russia. I know I watch a lot of YouTube videos. A lot of people. Devine Chavez, Trump 2024. Yes, all the ways, dude. What Donald Trump's doing is that it's just to help his people, to help to protect the U.S. So personally, you guys know that I wasn't born in the U.S. Freak Russia and Palestine. We have enough problems here. That's right. We have enough problems here. I saw this video that people were fighting at Costco for eggs, for eggs. I'm not a, what is it? I'm not a friend of eggs. I'm not, I don't eat, I don't eat eggs. I don't really like eggs that much. So it doesn't affect me. But 2 years ago, a dozen eggs only cost about, I think it's like $2. But before it was like 169, and now a dozen with large egg is like almost $7. Can you guys believe that? Okay, so I worked in the dairy plant. I work as a machine tech in this big giant dairy plant. You know what dairy plant they do, like uh, dairy products. So anyway, we'll have this. So this is my weekend off, right? I kind of alternating, rotating, working. Some days and some weekdays I work, some weekdays I'm off. The future Lego animator. Hi. Okay, hi to you. So this weekend we have a memo from the plant manager, like the scheduling from the plant, that we had to cut down some production because we run out of milk. Okay, so we get our milk from like all over the state, like California, Colorado, Idaho, Wisconsin, Texas, all over the place. So this trucker, this tanker, the shit, their product from farmers, they had it directly from the farmer into our plant, and they will process this milk. And this weekend we ran out of milk. So now currently our president Donald Trump is in office, but then we kind of ran out of eggs and ran out of milk. Can you guys believe that? And everything is still costs more than like last year. It keeps going up. Amazing. But anyway, according, like I wasn't born here. I'm a naturalized citizen. Okay. So, but I came here when I was like 13, 12, because the Vietnam conflict, the Vietnam War, and the U.S. got involved, and then we were like victim of the Vietnam War. Okay, we were just farmers. Our families, our people, lived in Laos, migrated from China, live in the mountains of Laos. We're just like farmers living in the jungle in villages. We had nothing to do with the American Vietnam conflict, but because the American CIA came to Laos, even though Laos was a neutralized country at the time in 1950 and 60s, American CIA came over there because America got involved with the Vietnamese in the South Vietnamese. And that was also a proxy war for Russia and America at the time. See, Russia wanted, spread communism all over Southeast Asia. America want to stop it. That was their ego. That was their their way of saying it. But it was America and Russia proxy war to test their weapons. Always about the technology, the weapons. Okay, you guys should know that. It's about their weapons. Selling weapons, competitions for airplane, weapons, war, all that stuff. War makes money, and all those war mongers, they want to start war to make money. All about money, no matter what. So my people, we had nothing to do with that. And then the CIA came over there because, as you guys know, if you guys ever watched the movie, we were soldiers. And at the beginning, you see the Mel Gibson, and they're prepared for war. And because in the beginning, there was a French soldier that were being murdered by some Vietnamese, Viet Cong, right? Because Dien Bien Phu, the Vietnamese took 3 months to dig tunnel under the camp, the base up in Dien Bien Phu, right? Everybody, we all know that. We're Asian. We all know that. The Vietnamese were fighting the French because the French colonized Vietnam, and they turned people into slavery, torturing little boy, little kids, made the Vietnamese slave. Okay, and Ho Chi Minh came along, and he tried to change that. So then the French and the Vietnamese had the Vietnamese French colonial war. It's kind of like civil war in Vietnam, but it's because the French. Okay, and Ho Chi Minh came to the U.S. study, and then he went to Europe to study communism, socialism, and he went back and said, "I don't like the French here. They're controlling us. We need to decolonize Vietnam." And then by that time, all the South Vietnamese already brainwashed by the French to be, to be Catholic, to all this Western ideology. So that's why they had the civil war in Vietnam. Okay, Ho Chi Minh wanted the whole country to become one, but the South Vietnamese said no. Then the French got their ass kicked in Dien Bien Phu, and the base there was blew up by dynamites because the Vietnamese dig a tunnel a couple 100 miles under the base and set dynamite blew up the base, and that's why a lot of French soldiers were captured and butchered and tortured and killed like animals. Because war is not gonna be peaceful. War is always tragedy, always sadness, always killing, always gonna blow up somebody, and always create hatred. So when the French lost the war, the French told the American, "Hey, it is your turn. It is your turn. You go there if you want. Otherwise, South Vietnamese is gonna be communist." See? So at that time, America had a lot of weapons left from the World War II. A lot of old weapons that need to be dumped. And they want to test another, they had a lot of generals, military generals that were from that era, and they need to look to the future, and they want to train, they want to update this military, even the generals. So they had to go to Southeast Asia, Vietnam, perfect timing in the jungle terrain, because they never fought in Europe. World War One, World War Two, they only fought like urban, okay, warfare in cities, and they want to experience something like jungle fighting, something like that. So perfectly, then Russia step in to Vietnam, provided them with weapons, and then America want to test the weapon, the new weapons, F-14, F-16, okay, and that's why during that time, American gave over like 20 or 30 T-28, T-28. That's why we had a Hmong pilot called Lee Lu, and he fought. All his co-pilots, like American pilots, claim that he dropped 2,500 bombs. 2,000. He went to drop bomb to the Vietnamese. 2,500 rounds. Okay. If you ever go search this Hmong guy named Lee Lu, Leelue, and he's in Google, Wikipedia, and he's in there. Okay, you'll see his name, you'll see his photo. He was like an ace American trained Hmong pilot that compared to the ace fighter during Germany in World War II. This Hmong guy, he actually do more bombing, more dropping bombs than those ace pilots during World War II. Okay, and he was shot down in like 1966, and his airplane was a T-28, and he's one of those kamikaze fighter. Okay, he was trained in Udon Thani, Thailand, by American instructors. He was a teacher. Okay, on his biography, he was a teacher, and he was taken out the mountain in the village to, you know, Hmong people were just at the time in 1950s will like we live in the village, okay, in the village, just like you can imagine, you know, no education, nothing at all, but they took this like 10 Hmong men to go train flying the T-28 because they want them to sabotage the Vietnamese Ho Chi Minh Trail. Ho Chi Minh Trail crossing from North Vietnam to Laos into South Vietnam so they can send their soldiers, food supply, weapons into South Vietnam. So CIA came over there and recruited our parents, grandparents to be soldiers, to be guerrilla soldiers, to sabotage the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Other than that, they also had communication tower set up in the high mountain of Laos. Okay, and they want somebody to guard the towers so that when American flying the F-16, F-14 from Udon Thani, Thailand to go bomb the Vietnamese in North Vietnam, Hanoi, they can communicate with the tower because it's in Laos, in the mountains, it's always cloudy, rainy, and all those things for tropical weather, and it's hard to see. And then when they fly to bomb the North Vietnamese, that zone, that border during that time. So to prevent the North Vietnamese going south, they had to cross to Laos and use those towers. So there's no American soldier stepping their foot in there, just CIA. So what they do is they recruited the Hmong men and they trained them. The Hmong men didn't have no weapons, no gun. They didn't know how to shoot, a rifle. And you guys go search on the internet, you'll see all this old footage, old video. American came over there and trained little boys, 13, 14, how to shoot, and turned them into guerrilla soldiers, and go and get killed with the Vietnamese. The Viet Cong were, they had their own government military, and this guerrilla, yeah, I was lucky. I was born like 1972, 3, that era, and the Vietnam War already over. Okay, so in 1972, all the Americans already pulled out of Vietnam, already pulled out of Laos. Okay, and 75, it was the time when they had the Geneva Accord with the Laos government, the Vietnamese, the Ho Chi Minh, the American, all the Indians, all these international say, yeah, we started peace deal, no more war in Southeast Asia, and Vietnam's over. And then because CIA came over there, it turned the Asian people against the other Asian people. You can see what I mean? Turn my people, half of my people, and half of my people went to the other side to become communists. And then we stay on the left, they stay on the right, they're the red, we're the blue. Now, after the blue American left, what happened to the blue? The blue would be tortured, taken to concentration camp, because You rise against your own color, against your own race, against your own people. Now, you need to be reconcentrated to re-educated. So the Vietnamese came to Laos, the Laos communists turned over, taking a lot of parents, a lot of family, a lot of fathers, a lot of grandpa and granddaddy into the remote area, present to death, slave to death, butchered to death, tortured to death. The younger generation had to be re-educated. Like say in 1975, you already like 12, 13 years old. They'll take you to a re-education camp. Make sure you know the communist system. Make sure you don't betray your country no more. Make sure you don't betray your people no more. Okay? So at that time, the one in the left, blue color, who sided with the American, were butchered like animals. Okay? That's why they had no place to run. They either ran to the jungle, stay in the mountain, hiding out, and be hunted like animals, be killed like animals. So the communists, Lao, the Vietnamese soldiers, and some of my own people who were on the other side, who are the communist side, will also come over with the Lao, the Vietnamese, to kill my people that hide in the jungle, which were on the blue side. So who was the cause of this? So it was the American government. First, it was Kennedy, Nixon, and Johnson. Okay. Yeah. Kennedy didn't want to do that. Okay. And then Nixon took over, and then Nixon had the Whitewater, whatever, saga, the problem that, Nixon got resigned, and I think Johnson, right, came in, and then Carter, then Reagan, all those things. So when this happened, my people, there's people that get killed, ran away, had no place to go. They end up as refugees. And you believe it or not, in 1975 all the way to 1980, General Wayne Powell was the leader of the Hmong people in Laos, who led the CIA, who befriended with the American CIA, who led the Hmong people into guerrilla and fighting, try to stop the Ho Chi Minh Trail. He had about 3,500 soldiers, okay? And we had about 3,000 other people, refugee, everybody already killed during that time. All the people in the mountain were misplaced, okay, all over. Orphanage, some parents got killed, a lot of things going on over there. And the 3,500 strong military soldier families, the U.S. promised them to take them to protect them, to take them to the U.S. if the U.S. ever pull out of Southeast Asia, Vietnam, or the war. That was the deal for General Wayne Powell and the CIAs and American government, secretly behind doors. Okay? But because the war caused a traumatic disaster, and after they pull out, refugee, Laotian, Minh, Hmong, was it a lot of Mian, all the minority that was in Laos were misplaced or had no place to go, so they became refugee in Onjema in Thailand, right? So then America do not want to take these refugees to the U.S., even the Cambodians, Laos, Cambodian, Hmong, Mio, and all the minority that lives in Laos. They only promised to take the 3,500 plus General Rain Powell and his and their families. You know, that's why the first country that took refugee was Australia, Canada, then French, then the France, and then America denied. America didn't want to take these refugees. So then, 1969, civil rights movement, protests in D.C., all these veterans came back. They protest. They went to the White House. A lot of the pilots that were stationed in Long Cheng, Laos, which they came to work for General Rain Powell in the CIA, the ex-CIA, they came back and they said, we live with these Hmong people in Laos. They had nothing to do with the war because we went there. They didn't even know how to use any rifle. They only farmers, villagers. But we went there. We turned them into this guerrilla, this soldier that learn how to kill. We taught them how to kill, how to be strong, to be this. Now they are enemy of the state to Laos, to the communists, to Vietnamese, and they're persecute, terminate, exterminating, in Laos. They're afraid. They ran to Thailand. A lot of refugees. So this ex-CIA, they went to D.C. to protest, to lobby for a couple years until 1978, 1980. So the American finally decided to accept these Hmong refugees to the U.S. So that's why you guys know there's a lot of Hmong people in the states of Minnesota, in the states of California, North Carolina, and in Oklahoma. So these Hmong people, they're not Chinese, they're not Vietnamese, they're not Laotian, they're not Cambodian, they're not Japanese, they're not typical Asian. They're like the oldest people from China, which their country was taken over. You guys remember the 8 states, the 7 states? There used to be 7 countries in China until the Qing dynasty took over and wiped out everybody and turned all these people into Chinese. You guys know that? So the Hmong people used to have their country there. It's taken over. And the one that didn't like the Chinese to control them, they keep running until they reach Laos. Now they end up in the USA. So these Hmong people, they're not the typical people, So we end up over here, in the US. So my dad was killed in the war. So we also fled before 70, before 80. We ended up in the camp also, refugee. We're just like animals, we're being lied to, we're being fooled, we're being betrayed, and all those things. And in the end, America took us to America. So yeah, what did they say? Was it Henry Kissinger said that to be America's friend, it's dangerous. And to be America's enemy is fatal, right? when you people come to these terms, this code, it's a very important thing to understand. So if you want to be Americans' friends, yeah, it's dangerous, okay? If you want to be America's enemy, it's fatal. Okay, but anyway, sorry about giving you a little history about that. I was born here. I wasn't born here. I wasn't born here in the U.S., but I am a naturalized citizen. Okay. So the things about, but I came here legally through refugee, green card, took my citizen test, be a good person, live by the law, follow the rule, go to school, go to work, be a good citizen here, not commit any crime, respect the people here because I am living in their country, which is my country now, but I had to respect the owner. When I live in somebody's house, I respect the owner of the house property. Let's say I live in my parents' house, I need to respect my parent because I live under their roof. If I don't, they had the right to kick me out. So the same way, basically in the same way, if I'm a foreigner and I became a refugee, I had no other place to go, and America took me here, allowed me to live here, then I had to respect that. Okay? It's just like that. I had no privilege like the people that are born here and the native here. I mean, in America, the native are American Indians, but they're being wiped out by Englishmen. So now they are American. This country belongs to the strong. Okay, the stronger who took over controls the land. So now the Indians are wiped out. The Indians really pretty much don't exist anymore. Okay. Do you remember when in English, when America moving west, they kind of turned all the India, took all the India family, kids, the children, and turned them into Catholic, turned into white people already. So the only Indian that exists now is if you go to the reservation, you'll see them as Indian. They speak the language. Other than that, outside of the reservations, they're just plain people, like regular people, like Americans. Okay? So then, when you're born here, yes, you might have privilege, but because the color of your skin, you still have no privilege. If your skin is white, you're a white person, you're Europeans look like, and you live here in the US, you have more privilege. My color skin is different. I'm Asian. I live in here. I had to respect that. I would not have the privilege, but I survive here. This is the only place I will survive because I am a refugee. I had no place to go. I'm not like a Somalia, like the representative in D.C., Omar, whatever. She always talking like against the U.S. Always like she's still in Somalia, whatever. Like she's speaking like this is her country, and always look down on the people like the U.S. government, I mean, and feel like she's Somalia, I mean, I am here. I'm different. I'm Hmong, but I'm here in the U.S. I had no privilege. My country, where is my country? I had no country left. The Vietnamese don't like me there. They either I die or I go away. I cannot return. See, it's not like I'm a Somalia. There's Somalia. If I don't like the U.S., I can go back to Somalia. See what I mean, guys? So when you had no other choice, you had to respect the one who's protecting you, is feeding you, give you a job, give you a place to stay. Just come down. Calm down. Better than you being tortured, being sent to a concentration camp, be tortured daily, be a slave, work days and night, no sleep, until you die. Understand? That's why I don't complain. I'm here in the U.S. I love to be here in the U.S. I like the U.S. I like everything here. I love America. I'm proud to be here. I don't want to go back. I don't try. I don't have an attitude against America. So one place I go, when some white people will look down on me and say, "Oh, you fucking Asian, you stupid chain, you fucking chain, you rice patty," I smile. Thank you, sir. Okay. Some of those Karen that you meet, they say, "Go back to your country." I say, "Because of you, I am here. So thank you." Because I know I am Hmong, I'm not Chinese. I have nothing against the U.S. It was the U.S. who came to Laos, recruited my people, and do all these things to us. And I'm here. I know it's not good, but you hated me, but I had no choice. I had no place to go. You brought me here. It's not like I came here. I'm not like this illegal immigrant sneak into the country illegally, not go through the system, and get the protection. You here legally. You don't pay tax. You stealing this. You do this. You commit this crime. All these things. I am not that person. So deep down inside, I know who I am. I know what conflict brought me here. It was you that brought me here. You and your government. So I'm proud of it. I'm not having privilege like you, but that's okay. I can live here better than I go to a torture chamber, in gas chamber, a slave day and night, and be tortured, be harassed, be a butcher, you guys know what I mean? So I'm proud to be America here and protect by Americans and governments. Understand, guys? So I am not an illegal. I did not come here illegally. I am proud of myself of being here. So a lot of time, American, they don't know us, so they think that we're Chinese because the China has problem with America. They thought that we're Vietnamese because the Vietnam War, they hate us. They thought that we're Japanese because the Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor, and they think we're Japanese, but we're not Japanese. We're just ordinary Hmong people. We have nothing to do with all those war that happened to America in the past. We're a peaceful people, and that's the way I look at it. So like I said, I'm just want to bring you a little history of my who I am, where we at, and what I think. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about the Oval Office that Vladimir Zelensky visited Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Boy, that was shocking, but to me, what I just said the last 30 minutes, 40 minutes here, I hope you guys understand my point, okay? Understand my point. Because I had no country. Even though American was the cost that brought me here, to the States, to America. Now I am a person, citizen, living here. And I'm like a beggar, a beggar cannot choose. A beggar can only beg for help. You had no choice. You cannot choose. So I had no privilege. So I look at Ukraine the same way. You are a beggar. You cannot choose. Okay? So when I saw the video, the thing on the Oval Office, and who is the beggar? Okay? I know it's It was America that fought a proxy war through Ukraine, and Ukraine is the victim because America want to know what kind of weapon Russia has. All this talk, all this TV show, all this showing on the, like on TV, on the air, America want to know what kind of weapon Russia has. Do they really have the supersonic, hypersonic bomb missile, like they said? Okay, so a superpower like Russia and China and U.S. they are afraid to go and get each other. Imagine you go to learn martial art. If you are expert martial art, you be afraid to fight another expert martial art because you don't know what he had, what kind of skill he has, what kind you have. So you kind of like, okay, avoid it. You see them somewhere on the street, avoid it. So America and Russia, they try to avoid each other, but they really enemies. They're not friends because they are superpower. You got nuclear bomb, I got nuclear bomb, I got F-35, I got it was a F was it like British got the Typhoon whatever, and Russia had a Su 30 whatever, 29. They got these missiles, anti-missile system. They want to test, see who has the best. Nowhere to test. They can't. You can't go and just test on Russia. You will see something. They'll fight back. So who should be, who should we, go and try out? Ukraine. Ukraine is the one. It's a country that we can manipulate, we can lie to, we can use them as a proxy fighter, all that stuff. You gotta think, guys. And because the president of Ukraine, it's not smart enough. It's not smart enough. So in my people, we have green Hmong and white Hmong. We have more white Hmong than green Hmong. The language is a little different, just like southerner and northern language, but we understand each other. So Ukraine is like the green Hmong and Russia is like the white Hmong. So Russia is Ukraine's big brother. You know what I mean? So that's what I said. The president of Ukraine is always, it's not smart enough. Like European, all those people, they always talk about democracy. We want democracy. We want to fight for it. We want our country, like Ukraine, we want our country to be democracy. What? Democracy what? They want a free speech, freedom, do what they want, okay? Do business the way they want, not dependent to Russia. They want independent. They want independent. They want their own people, speak their own language, do the way they want. But can you really do that? Your older brother, your big brother is Russia. You're next to it. That's your neighbor. They speak, they're white Hmong and you green Hmong. You speak Russia the same way Russia speak. You eat the same food. Your custom almost the same. So it's pretty much, why are you betraying your big brother? Your big brother is gonna be angry. Just like how we were treated. Okay, so this is how the Vietnamese, the Asian people, or Vietnamese look at us. Your color of skin is yellow. Your black hair, your brown eye, you're Asian. Why you go and take side with the CIA and American and fight against us? We try to do our job. We try to, get them out of South Vietnam. That's why we had no choice. We go to Laos, to South Vietnam, because we want to get our brothers down there to become one. So why are you Hmong people attacking us on our business? You're Asian. You betray us. You don't understand. You don't understand Asian. Now, After the war, American left. You need to go and re-educate it. That's how we got it into hot water like that. Because you went to the American side and fought against your own Asian people. You see that, guys? You you betray your enemy of the state. So that's how Russia felt about Ukraine. America is an ocean away. Why? Why you go over there and claim that you want democracy? You be friend with America, and you being fooled by, the Democrat presidency over there, and you turn around and kill your own people that speak your own language, that eat the same food, that dress the same clothes, almost the same, and you want democracy. Why are you turning against your brother? See? That's why Russia is not happy. That's why Putin's doing what he's doing. I mean, war is painful. War is sad. War is murder. War is a tragedy. People suffer. No doubt about that. Not, we all can understand that. But what the president of Ukraine was thinking was like that. Okay? It's not, I'm not against Ukraine, I understand. They just want freedom. They just want to live freely. Don't bother by anybody. But there's easy to do that. If you want to just be free, easily. But it's all about a proxy war. This war was not Ukraine or Russia. It was Russia and U.S. in this propaganda, proxy war, part of weapons, company making money, investors putting money in, making money in the end. So anyway, the office visit. Okay, you guys feel free to comment right here if you want. Okay, the Oval Office visit. It was a shocking disaster. Okay, it's a lot of disrespect there, but this is how I look at it. I just said I live in this country, but I don't have the privilege like the white people. So I need to stay down. I need to follow. I need to kiss ass to live here. Okay, I cannot challenge a white person on certain things. Maybe I'm smarter than that person, but I stay back. I hold back because, yeah, it's a free country. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of whatever. First Amendment, Second Amendment, 14th Amendment, all these things. But I still don't have the privilege like a white person. You understand? So I had to be careful what I'm doing here. When they harass me, whatever, I just smile because I know what's inside me. I know okay, so I don't have the privilege like a white person has in this country, okay? Because they were here before me. I only here like 30 years. They here 200-300 years already. And there are more white people than Asian people here. Imagine, my people only have about 0.01% live in the U.S. So should I complain? No. They have like 90% of white people here. This is their country. Understand? I'm living in their country. Even though I'm citizen, considered foreigners. They look at my skin, my eye, the food I eat, the way I dress. I'm still foreigner to them. You guys understand? So in the Oval Office, I remember everything went okay, To me, I think Zelensky was a little too uh, over over overreact to those two guys, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. So you are a beggar. You had no other way out. You know, Russia is your enemy, and you had no way of defeating Russia. And you have all these European, your neighbor, your European friends cannot do anything because they're so laid back and they're so weak. They cannot help you. And you go to another country like America, a superpower that you depend on. Now, it's either live or die. Now this is your time. You go as a beggar. You want to beg them for help. And you go to the Oval Office and the president's there, the strong and the most powerful man on the earth. And you go in there and you challenge this person and you argue with them and you try to lecture this person and you're actually looking for death. You're actually looking for trouble. You see what I mean, guys? If you need to go there and whatever they say, just say yes or no. You don't need to go and lecture you. Okay, so the kicking point is this one. When J.D. Vance said, you come over here in the Oval Office and criticize us to the American people, right? And I know you're in a mess. Pretty soon you will have no country, right? And he's talking about like your country is a mess. And then Zelensky said, "Have you been to my country? Have you seen what's going on? You see my soldier? Have you see this damage the Russia did to us?" That's lecturing J.D. Vance. That is lecturing. And that's why J.D. Vance said, I haven't been to your country, but I watch on the news. I watch all these things. All this propaganda that you take people touring your country, took all these European governments, these people, and you took them to a tour and then you try this propaganda to recruit more men to fight in your battle, more money from other country. And that's what the heated started. That's where they got heated. And then the worst thing that Zelensky said is, well, you haven't felt nothing. You didn't see anything. You didn't feel anything. Because you're ocean away. You're never gonna feel it. But wait until this comes to your country and you'll feel it. That's insult. Okay? That's an insult. You are a beggar, you go to another country that's most powerful, you asking for help, but you turn around lecture this tough guy, this strong man. It's not gonna work, guys. I tell you, it's not gonna work. This is why the things didn't work. All right. So I used to be independent in the U.S. voting, but last year I turned Republican. Okay, just let you guys know, because I line up with my mind line up with Donald Trump's thinking. Okay, forget about other countries that you keep giving them aid, funding, 2-3 million, 200 million, so they can become your friend. It's just like you spend money to buy friends. No, that it's not important, right? Forget, about the illegal immigrants. You should not be here if you come here illegally. That is it. Okay, that is it. You need to go back home. You're by yourself, or wait till we catch you. Okay, you don't have the proper document. You need to go back to where you came from. Pretty much that, right? Well, all these program, all these things that it's given for free to these people is making these people lazy. I'm talking about welfare, food stamps, uh, utility aids, this funding for this and that. They're waste because if you keep people on welfare, they're gonna be lazy. They're not gonna go and work because it's just like you have your kids playing video game and you don't get their ass out of the chair and go do something else. They're just gonna be lazy. Okay, you keep giving their allowance and they don't work. They're not gonna go to work. I know people like that in the family. If you let them live in the house for free, they will take advantage of you. And you need to save your money as a Republican, as a conservative. You need to save your money. If you do too much of this, the country will be broke. Okay? As I watch the news, America owes China $880 billion, guys. The news say that. I'm not sure if that's 100%, but I watched the guy, the Treasury guy. He is saying something like that. We owe China $880 billion. And America has about 450 million people living here. If you were to divide the $880 billion to every American in the U.S., each of us will owe $360 something thousand. So we owe China a lot of money. That's why Donald Trump came in. He know the country's in trouble. That's why he got Elon Musk in, because Elon Musk was good at controlling money and get rid of all this waste. They call it waste spending. Don't you want your country, America, to be great again? Don't you want all this eliminated? That's the thing. And I turned Republican because my thinking aligned with them at this time. I was always independent. Whoever was right. But so that's the tickling point where Zelensky messed up and got J.D. Vance heated up and got Donald Trump like smacked him, bowling him like looks like they bowling him in the Oval Office. But I don't know. I mean, they're too nice to Zelensky because he's insulting, correcting, criticizing those two, J.D. Vance and Donald Trump, in the Oval Office. This is the Oval Office of America, the office of the President of the United States. And you came over there and you harassed those two guys, criticized those two guys like that. He was lucky they did not have security, lock him up and take him to jail, because you cannot go to America in the Oval Office and do that to a president. Okay? So, in Thailand, you cannot even say a word about the king. If you say anything about him on social media and they see it, you get 40 years in prison. Right? At least. Now the king or his wife or his kid or anything royal family in Thailand, you cannot do that. If you go to Thailand to the temple, at the door, you have to take your shoes off and you have to crawl like an animal, like a dog, into the temple. If you don't do that, they have security, they'll lock you out right away. And I look at this thing in the Oval Office, Donald Trump, Zelensky, and J.D. Vance, there are all these people there. They can say whatever they want to say, and in the end, even though they had the fight, the argument, they heated up. It was like a boiling point. And the president was so nice to Zelensky and didn't even arrest him, and just told him to get out, go back. So the point is, if you are a beggar, you had no right to say anything. Just like me, because I'm Asian, I'm Hmong, I live in the U.S., I have no privilege. That's okay. Better than I'm going to, live in a torturous place when I'm hungry, when nothing to eat, when the God always beat me up, torture me day and night, have me work so hard, and have a little piece, roll a little piece of bread per day. I live here. I have no privilege, but I can go to work. I can earn money. I can live in the house. I can buy my own car. I can travel. I can do other things. Not 100% what the white people have, but I can do other things. I can do like 90% of what I can do in the U.S. 90% what of a white person can do. I have 90, maybe 70% rights out of the 100% rights like a white person can do, privilege in the U.S. So nothing wrong with that. That's okay because I did not have a country in the beginning. Just, and what Zelensky did was he had no other choice. Without America, Ukraine's done. Okay? So what Zelensky should have done is when he came over to the Oval Office, when JD Vance said, your country is a mess. Your people are dying. You use this propaganda to recruit men to go fight in your war. You use this propaganda all over Europe to get the government to fund you fight your war. And that is true, and that is fact. So when they say this to you, when JD say that to him, he should have said, thank you, Mr. Vice President. That's why I'm here. My countries, I know it's in trouble. A lot of my people is dying, hungry, misplaced. Millions have left the country. My resource is reduced to zero. I am dependent on European countries and you, my friend, to help me out. So I am willing to take any advice from you. How can you help my country? How can you help me out of this mess? How can I help you, my people, to survive this tragedy, this war, this mess? That's what he should have said. And he should have told that directly to the president. Donald Trump and Vance, okay? Trump and Vance. These will work much better. You should not even lecture these two in the Oval Office. He had no power whatsoever. You guys know that? This is what I think he should have done. This is my thinking. This is what I had in my mind when watching this. Okay? So anyway, the whole idea is, I know a lot of people, I see a lot of comments on social media, on the channel, on this issue, and a lot of people say, well, America, those two bowling here, America, Donald Trump, stupid, no idea what he's doing. It's all this is politics. But you guys learn from this. Okay? People would probably think that, okay, so America is suddenly turning against the UN resolution, is voting against Ukraine, it's on the Russia side. America now is leaning against democracy. Now we're actually on the Russia, side. That being part of Putin's talking points. Donald Trump and JD's are talking Putin's talking points. But listen to this, guys. Donald Trump did not call Putin a dictator. He know inside Putin is a dictator, right? Putin murders, Putin kill, Putin conquer, Putin all that. Don't you think that Donald Trump's stupid enough? You know, he's not stupid. He knows all of that. But in politics, superpower and superpower, you don't want to tell that leader like that. You don't want to call that person by name. Like Biden is stupid. Okay, Biden is stupid. Calling him that angers him. But Biden never finished the job. Okay. So anyway, Putin, yeah, it's all of that. Regular people realize that, say that, but I'm pretty sure JD's Vance and Donald Trump knows that. They just don't want to say it. Why? Why? Because you are a leader of the superpower, super powerful country. Putin is super powerful too. You don't want to say that to him. You might as well. If you do that, you gotta heat up like how Zelensky heated up the Oval Office. You know, that's how Putin's gonna respond if you do that to Putin. So if you either cool down, it takes heat and cool, heat and cold. Okay, it takes heat to melt our ice. Okay, it takes water to kill fire. These are the two things you have to think about. So you have to balance in between. So Donald Trump come out as a peacemaker. You have to be something in between. Okay. So let me go through Donald Trump's mind. Okay. The reason he tried to be a peacemaker, this is what I would do also. If I'm the president of the United States, I'm Donald Trump. This is what I would do also. The same way he's doing. But I think in his mind, this is what he had to do. Because NATO, you cannot attack Russia. You cannot stay foot in Ukraine. The least you can do is providing weapon and then money, funding the war. The least you can do and do sanction like how Biden and then did, and all these democratic countries did, hoping that it would torture Russia people, not the government of Russia, not Putin, but the Russian people. They will be hungry. They're hungry for, like, they're out of money, all those things. It's just you guys have to know, Russia is not like America where they can't stay away from internet. They can't stay away from McDonald's. They can't, I know some people in America, if today McDonald's disappear from the earth, a lot of people will commit suicide. They'll die. A lot of Burger King closed down. They're complaining they cannot stand it. They're dying. Okay, no internet. They commit suicide. In Russia, it's a lot like that. They always poor. They always suffer. So no matter what sanction you did, these people can live by. Maybe a bottle of milk, a pack of bread, they survive. They're not gonna worry about, I need to have burgers on my table. I need to have chickens on my table. I need to have all this. They have no choice. That's how they survive. So no matter what you sanction them, it's not gonna affect them much. Okay? But the government, you don't do nothing. You don't hurt them. They got power. They got money. They can rob. They can steal. They can kill other people for money. So, that's why I look at Donald Trump, like I would think the same way. The reason this is what my I don't know. I'm just like, imagine I'm going to Donald Trump's mind when I'm Donald Trump. Okay, so I cannot heated up the you know the conversation. I cannot call Putin this and that because he angry and he had nuclear bombs and I had nuclear bombs. So if I become his enemy and with superpower, let's say America and the Russian go to war, yeah, they will use nuclear bombs. They will use all this, and there will be a World War III. And Donald Trump is right. So we cannot do that. The only thing we do is see if we can get him on the table coming down. And because NATO cannot stay foot in Ukraine, that's another negative. So at least you can do is do what Donald Trump can do. And I will do the same thing. Okay, so I would say, okay, whatever you already conquered 20% of Russia on the Ukraine land, you can have it. But we gotta draw this line in from here to there. We have peacekeeper. And the idea that Donald Trump gave it to Ukraine, say, okay, you had minerals, you had these rare earth minerals in there, like, we need that. Yeah, America don't need that. We have it. But that was just an idea to secure the agreement so that America can step foot into Ukraine. So once this thing is deal and Russia stop fighting, then we come to economic deals. So now America will go into Ukraine, will set up this company, will send Americans people in there, we'll invest in there, we'll put our money in there, we'll build these factories in there for the Ukrainian people to work in there. Now our asset is in Ukraine. So once we're in Ukraine, we have all this company, all this asset. Ukraine is partner of the US. So now when Russia attack, if down the future Russia attack Ukraine again, we have all this asset in there. Now we have the right to send American troops, soldiers in there and fight Russia. That was his idea. That was my idea too, because that way we have millions and billions of dollars invested into Russia. The company, we have some of our people in there. Now Russia attacked Ukraine. We had the right to defend American asset, American interest. Okay? I mean, that's the way it go. Right now, you know how BS American is that, okay, Ukraine don't have nothing. We have weapon. We pay Ukraine's war with our tax money. Even even though some Democrats the same way. Okay? We're paying you to fight your war. But it is Americans' proxy war. It's our tax money going there and cause a country to do all of that. So, but then we cannot step in there. We cannot stay foot in there and send soldiers in Ukraine to fight Russia. If we do that, then Russia is going to say, oh, okay, you send soldiers there to fight. Now we start in World War III. Everything's going to go wrong. The whole world's going to fight. Okay, so now we don't want that. So we don't want American soldiers there. Anyway, we do that. If Donald Trump does that, we'll send soldiers there. American people is not going to happy. They're going to be angry. Do you think you want to send your son, your daughter to fight in Ukraine for nothing? All of this? No. It's going to be a huge protest in the U.S. You don't want to send your son, your daughter to go fight a battle that is not yours. Okay? For what? Democracy? For what? You get nothing from that. You just spending money, wasting. That's also a waste spending. So now, democracy come out with your blood, not, all that. So that's why Donald Trump has no way of doing that. That's why he stand up. He turned out not calling Russia leader, Putin, President Putin, a dictator or all that stuff. Okay, try to cool it down and do that, and that's the way I think he was trying to do by Ukraine and the rest of the democratic countries leaders don't understand his tactic. So I know, I think that's what Donald Trump still do. There's no way he doesn't think that Putin is a dictator. He's just playing cool, because he had his own tactic. Once he invests this real oil deal, he built companies, he invests in there, rebuild Ukraine, and then we have a lot of asset in there. If Russia attack that again in the future, yes, he's gonna turn around and say, America, that is where your money went. We have asset in there, we have companies in there, we have people in there. Russia attacking our people in there, business we have in Ukraine now. We have to protect our asset now. America can send soldiers into Ukraine and fighting with the Russia. Okay, so now you had the upper hand say, Russia, you break the rule, you attack our asset. Okay, so Zelensky did not see this part, and I'm just giving my theory about what's in the Donald Trump's mind and J.D. Vance and his Donald Trump's administration's idea of conquering this issue on the Ukraine war. Okay, guys? So now everything's over. I see Ukraine President Zelensky went back to Europe and talked to the UK, Macron, France, all those leaders over there. And they try to come up with a solution to help Ukraine. To me, if I President Zelensky, I test the water, and the water is so deep, I cannot swim in it. I will be drowned. Okay? America deals didn't work. Now I had no deal. For Donald Trump, it's either deal or no deal. So now I had no deal with Donald Trump. And Donald Trump saying, we'll cut you out. We're not gonna give you a new weapon, not that. So your hope is dead. Okay? This is your faith. Your hope is dead. This is your faith. Your faith is you alone. You have the European, they're weak, they have no weapons. They cannot manufacture enough weapons for you. They're in trouble also. So, in the beginning, Donald Trump only want 50% of the rare earth minerals in Ukraine. If I am Zelensky, I will talk to the people of Ukraine. I tell them, we have no choice because Russia is so strong, got nuclear bomb. There's no way we fight them. They got more people than us. I tell my people, and then I tell Donald Trump, I will give you Ukraine. I'll give you Ukraine to become the 51st state of America. Do you want it? That way we can have all these minerals, these whatever business, whatever asset, whatever it's in Ukraine, it's all yours, United States of America. I sell it to you, just like Alaska. And I will sign this agreement and get Ukraine to America. See if Donald Trump will take this, if America will buy this, and will protect Ukraine. That's option number one. Okay? Option number two, I tell the European that you are so weak. You're not helping me at all. I no longer want to be part of Europe. Then I go to Russia. I go to, I tell my people we cannot fight this war. We're so small, we're so little. Okay? I know we're like David fighting Goliath. But that's what they say in the beginning. Ukraine is like David fighting Goliath. We so small, my people of Ukraine, we cannot win. America betray us. They will not gonna be able to stand for us. The European are weak. We're not gonna be able to fight Russia. So we had to go to our big brother. Ukraine speak Russian, Russia speak Russian. We go to Putin. I was, we're going and we're asking for sorry. We're begging for forgiveness, and we'll give Ukraine to Russia, and then we'll help Russia conquer the other European nations, like the Baltic states, and we'll be part of Russia again because America us do not want us democracy. He could have done that. Second choice. So go to Putin's, agree with him, you know, give Ukraine back to Russia, everything part of Russia. And then the Ukraine people will be part of Russia. Forget about democracy because that doesn't work. This modern day is democracy doesn't work. It's about money and strong man. Whoever had nuclear bombs, nuclear weapons, is the survivor. So strong man. Okay? So this option number 2 for Ukraine president. If I him, this is what I would do. No other choice. Or number 3, fight Russia to the death. Teeth to teeth, nail to nail, fist to fist, bone to bone, until even though you have to become like, what do you call it, suicide bomber, what do you call those? Terrorists. You become terrorists to other countries. Your country or Ukraine just become like Afghanistan as a terror country. Do whatever, kill anybody. Okay? Forget about the civilized war. You go back to that kind of tactic, guerrilla fight for Russia day and night. Become a country like that, and you no longer exist as Ukraine, and a lot of people is gonna die and suffer and all that. Forget about it. All right, guys. This all I have to say. It's 1 hour and 25 minutes. So no hard feelings, okay? I'm just speaking my mind, what I think about what happened in the Oval Office between President Vladimir Zelensky and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and that little issue. So hopefully, God has eye and turn everybody around and peace to everybody and this whole thing cleared up. But it's not, because there's a lot of money involved. Okay, see you next time, guys. Thanks for those comments. Thanks for staying with me. Okay, see ya.